Starship Entertainment's boy group Monsta X has been making moves in the US recently. The group has the potential to be one of the next breakout groups in the US. And let's find out why. Born from a reality show called No Mercy back in 2014, the final lineup consisted of 7 members. One member, I Am, would be added halfway during the No Mercy show. So once the group was formed, they would be called Monsta X. And the group had a double meaning, where one of them meant monsters conquering K-pop, and the other one meaning my star in French. Since Mon means my, and the X part has this meaning of infinity potential, or limitless, or an unknown existence. Wow, that Monsta X name? It's pretty deep. So let's first talk about their K-pop journey from their debut in 2015 to their present. So in May 2015, they would debut with their extended play called Trespass. So this was composed by brand new music CEO Reimer, as well as rapper and producer Mad Clown. And the song could be described as confident, edgy, strong, and it would set the tone for Monsta X. What's really impressive about this song is that unlike many rookie groups where they're pretty much just given a song by their producer and songwriters, Monsta X actually had a lot of say in writing their song. They were really hands-on when it came to the songwriting as well as the rapping. So for several of Trespass's songs, you had I Am that contributed a lot to their rapping lyrics. And then you had Kihyun and Wonho contribute a lot to the song lyrics. And this trend would continue, where they would be hands-on with their songs, and they would take pride in doing so. They would return in September 2015 with their second extended play called Rush. And this would be produced by rapper and songwriter Giddy Boy. The group would also attend KCON LA 2015 to introduce themselves to Western audiences. And finally, you know you have a growing fan base when you get an official fan name. And in Monsta X's case, the fan base would be called the monbebe. So far so good. Monsta X has a sizable fan base, they're under Starship Entertainment, and things can only go up from there. And in 2016, it does. They spend a year growing their popularity. For starters, they would be on a show called Monsta X Right Now. They would go on a Chinese survival music program called Heroes of Remix, and they would go to KCON LA 2016 for a second time in a row. They would also release a song called All In that would peak at number 5 at the Billboard World Charts. During this year, they would also release a new series called The Clan, Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 would be released in 2016, and Part 2 would be released in 2017. And the Clan series would be their third extended play. The series would be quite successful, with The Clan Part 1 peaking at number 5 on the Billboard World Charts, while Part 2 would peak at, well, the top at number 1. And because the series was so successful, they would release another one called The Clan 2.5. And perhaps their biggest accomplishment in 2016 is having their own solo concert, which usually takes new groups 2 to 4 years to do. But with Monsta X, they had it in just 1 year. Things are looking up. In 2017, they would enter the lucrative Japanese market. They would come out with their Japanese single Hero, and it would peak number 2 on the Oricon, number 1 on Tower Records, and number 2 on Billboard's Japan weekly charts. Then, in 2018, they would release their Japanese album called Peace. And they had their lead track, Puzzle. To Starship Entertainment's credit, they've been pushing the group to the forefront. Monsta X would have 2 world tours, one in 2017 and one in 2018, and then have a US tour in 2019. And they would also be the torchbearers during the first run of the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics in 2018. And now, in the past 2 years, we've had Monsta X expanding into the US hard. They collaborated with producer Steve Aoki on the track Play It Cool, as well as collaborated with French Montana on the song Who Do You Love? To show their commitment to the US market, they would sign with Epic Records for any of their US releases. In 2018, they would sell 2,000 of their extended play called Deja Vu, which placed them on the Billboard charts. And then they would be graced on the commercials of Cartoon Network. Check it out here.
안녕. Iceberg looking for Monsta X.
Monsta X?
둘, 셋.
Monsta X! 안녕하세요, Monsta X입니다.
But hey, wait, they're not finished. They would release their third album in Korea called Take 2, We Are Here, with the lead track called Alligator. So they've had a lot of activity in the US, and the seeds have been planted since 2018. And this is because I feel that Monsta X wants to be the next big K-pop male group that explodes in the US and West. And you know, they have a good shot. I like what Monsta X and Starship Entertainment are doing to become popular in the US. Namely, they're using the organic growth strategy. They're going on various shows such as the Zach Sang Show, Access, and more. Since Monsta X is entirely new to the casual, non-K-pop American, by having them being seen on show after show after show, eventually the casual non-K-pop American will start to know them. And I read a psychology study that it takes, I think, 7 times before a person that doesn't know anything about something, in this case Monsta X, starts to know them, starts to have their name in their head. And I hope Monsta X shows up 7, 10, 20 times into Americans' minds so they start to know them. And to add on to this, they've had a North American tour here to appease their ever-growing fan base. And aiding Monsta X's growth is having a fluent English speaker in IM, who's lived in Boston for 3 years, as well as Israel, I believe, 4 years. And I heard during the Zach Sang interview that English was actually his first language before learning Korean in 2nd grade.
Hey, like, did you learn English while living in Boston?
Yeah, my first language was English because in Israel I think they usually speak English.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Was it hard to learn Korean?
Yeah, I learned my Korean when I was 2nd grade when I was in Korea.
So it's just having that spokesperson that can speak both English and Korean and know both the American and Korean cultures is a huge deal. But it's not just IM that's leading the English charge. Monsta X has some really, really good English speakers. Their English speaking ability as a whole is actually not bad at all. I've heard them in American interviews, and they don't shy away in speaking English. And they'll get a little bit of translation from IM here and there, but for the most part, they don't back down. They actually embrace doing interviews in English.
What's the hardest thing about learning English for you guys?
Grammar.
Grammar?
Yeah, grammar.
It's too hard. Everyone working about that, just choreography and make music or make lyrics, everything.
And I think a lot of American and Western fans will respect that as well, as Monsta X is trying to learn the American culture. And in turn, hopefully, they'll be successful as well here on American soil. And just going off that, I do like how Monsta X is embracing their international fans. Monsta X isn't really that known in Korea, but they're pretty big internationally, particularly in Japan and the US and other places in the West. And it's cool that Starship Entertainment and Monsta X knows where their biggest fan bases lie, overseas. So they're not trying to push Korea in this case. They're pushing, well, overseas. And with the announcement that Monsta X will be going on The Ellen Show on September 25th, this can only mean bigger things for the group, as Ellen is one of the biggest shows here in the US.
To perform their hit, Who Do You Love? Please welcome Monsta X.
And I do think the more times they get invited onto these radio and talk shows, the better it is. Because Monsta X is a riot to interview. They're funny, they're goofy, they're learning English at an incredible pace, and you can tell that they really like their music and will have serious answers at the same time. And they also have a solid lineup with good choreography, songwriting, and rapping lyrics. Hopefully, Starship Entertainment and Monsta X's strategy to organically grow their popularity here works out in the end, and we have more K-pop here in the West. So thank you for watching this video. Really honored that you did so, and I'd like to know your take in the comments below. And if you guys want to learn more about K-pop journalism and real talk on it, then please sign up for my free email list below and grab that free ebook. And with that being said, I'm off to watch some more K-pop music videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys.